Your theories are the worst kind of popular tripe, your methods are sloppy, and your conclusions are highly questionable.
Good day, everybody. Dr. Incompetent here, and I'd like to do another one of my Offal Observations. Today, I'm interested in discussing the crossbow. The crossbow comes to mind for me because I see it here on display as something you can buy at the weapon shop from Fen, and I'd like to propose opening or an opportunity for discourse about the very ontological nature of the crossbow. And what I mean by that is, can you buy a crossbow for anything other than committing murder? Now, at first, that seems obvious. Any weapon that you buy is capable of murder. Certainly there are swords, morning stars, battle axes, bows, all kinds of things on display here that you could kill somebody with. But what's interesting is that all of the other opportunities here afford a different type of murder. Now, if you look at the axe Fen is holding, it's clearly perpetrated murder, and recently. There's green, brown, red, pink stains all over this weapon. But one thing that his axe implies that a crossbow does not is an intimacy. It's saying, you know what, I'm going to get into combat with somebody and be up close and personal, and there's a bit of honor and nobility in that. The crossbow says, I'm going to be far away. I'm not going to give you a chance to attack back. And so there's this cowardly, sneaky nature to it that kind of gives it a sinister vibe. Alright, so there's that aspect, the range, the distance aspect. And, you might say, well, a bow is the same kind of thing. And true, a bow is the same kind of thing, except you could reasonably communicate to someone, oh yeah, I have a bow, but it's for hunting game. Like I'm buying this just to kill. There's been a moose ransacking my turnip field. I need to take it down, feed my family. I'm getting a bow for that purpose. And then there is an honor and a nobility in the art of bow hunting. Ted Nugent is a shining beacon of this, as well as, I can think of any kind of indigenous or aboriginal hunters, stalking their prey and fashioning the bow and using it to dispatch of another noble creature of the forest and respectfully honoring it through the kill. And there's all this stuff that goes on and on. And so there's that dimension to the bow where there's the possibility, at least, that it could be used for something other than killing a person. The crossbow doesn't seem to be fit for that purpose. I don't really see too many people crossbow hunt. I know that it's a thing, and to be honest, I have no exposure to hunting circles, so, prove me wrong. Tell me that crossbow hunting is a major force. But it doesn't feel like that's what crossbows are primarily known and used for. It seems like crossbows are something that wealthy people use in battle. And why do I say wealthy? Because I think the mechanical and technological aspect of them makes them pricier than your bow option. I don't see indigenous people forging the metal necessary to develop the mechanisms for a crossbow. That seems costly. And so, like really awesome guards for a successful lord or king would have crossbows, right? Because they can afford them. Or if you're just a wealthy person in general, you might be able to afford the latest crossbow. So there's that sinister aspect where there's the dimension of the fact that, you buy a crossbow and it says, I'm from the upper class and I need to kill somebody. And beyond that, we already talked about the distance and the cowardly nature of the weapon. There's also an aspect of laziness where it's like, I'm not going to apply the muscle necessary to draw the string back. I'm actually going to rely on the mechanical advantage. And it might be hard for me to pull the string back initially with the crossbow, but I don't need to maintain that tension. So there's this element of just sheer laziness to it. And when you compound that, you start to get a very unique weapon. And what I want to kind of get into here is the idea that when you buy a crossbow, there is a human exchange that happens in the eyes of the purchaser and the eyes of the seller. When they connect, there is this unspoken understanding that says, from the seller, you're buying a weapon to kill someone. And the buyer says, yes, I am. I plan on committing murder in a way that protects my life as much as possible. I'm affluent enough to do that. And I'm also perhaps lazy or not proficient with a normal bow, and so I'm going to rely on this. I think, when I imagine it, crossbows seem slow to reload. And if you miss, and the person comes charging at you in anger, I don't know how many crossbowers stick around for what's about to happen. And so what I mean by that is, I think there's probably a lot of abandoned crossbows in the field. And then, you have the case of the person, I tried to kill somebody with the crossbow, I missed, they ran at me. Maybe you draw your own melee weapon and you go into a skirmish with them, but I don't think most crossbowers are into that. I think they're 1 foot out the door anyway. And so, even though a crossbow is expensive, the price of a crossbow at market is directly proportional to the accuracy of crossbowers in the area. And what I mean by that is, if the crossbower hits, then they're not going to drop the weapon, it's not going to be resold, it's going to be retained, and the price will stay high. But if you've got a lot of really incompetent shooters, then they're going to be missing, dropping their crossbow in their mad scramble to escape and protect their life, and then those crossbows will flood the market and lower the price, and empowering more people to commit murder in this cowardly way. And so, it's kind of interesting to think about what kind of an area you're going into. And so what you do is you go to the shop and you check out how expensive the crossbow is. If it's extremely expensive, you know that you're in an area where the elite are very, very good marksmen, markswomen, whatever. And so you better not piss off anybody with the means to afford a crossbow, because they're going to hit you and kill you before you knew what happened. If, however, crossbows are moderately priced, this might be your opportunity to assail the wealthy, to get yourself a crossbow, to enter into this kind of blood economy. And I believe that this is an underanalyzed aspect of where to start out your campaign if you're looking to haunt a urban area with wealthy people and exert your influence in an evil way. Low crossbow price means excellent area to enter into. All right. Now, however, I guess there is a little bit of more danger, because lower crossbow price means more crossbows are in play. And so you've got to be wary of that occasional lucky shot by, Baron von Missalot. And that's just a chance that you take when you become an adventurer. So I'm going to end the video here, and just what I would like to ask you guys is there a more sinister weapon that says I'm going to kill someone, I'm rich, I'm a coward, and I don't want them fighting back at all, than the crossbow? And speak to me on that, what your weapon in that category might be if you have a choice to supplant it. And also talk to me about that intimate moment when the shopkeeper and the patron lock eyes and both know that cowardly murder is about to be committed. Okay, so post your comments below, like and subscribe, please, and I will see you guys next time. Vayakon Namaste.